Hello again, everyone. Today's project, we're going to screw something up. Hopefully just joking. We've never had curtains in the kitchen. We've redone the kitchen. I know you see probably in the super clean video what the kitchen looked like. So I opened my big mouth. I told Kathy I could probably make her curtains. After watching an episode of Collins Country, they made some valances for their kids' bedroom, and I thought that I would give it a try. It kind of gave some confidence to try it. It didn't look that bad. That might just be because Courtney is skilled and I'm not. But we're going to try it. So today's episode is going to be a sewing episode. Let me get you in down here where you can see what we're doing a little bit better. And let's try to hack through this. Come with me. Let's see if we can do it or not. We might mess up a whole bunch of material. Who knows? But at least we're going to try. That's the key. Come with me. Let's see what we can do. So this is going to be the most challenging thing I've done sewing wise yet. But this material's already been washed. I've not ironed it yet. I'm going to cut out the sizes that I need first, and then we're going to put it on the ironing board and iron it before we start any sewing. That way it's good and flat and any of the creases are out. Each one of these needs to be 19 inches. And that's allowing for all my seams and everything to sew and tidy up all the edges and stuff. We're going with 19 inches. Okay, that's basically one panel cut out. So I'll take care of the rest of these sizes and bring you back when I get done with this, the cutout, and we'll go from there. Okay, there's all of our panels cut. This material is folding in half. I had to do this out here on the workbench because it's the only place I've got big enough to do this. So now we'll go get the ironing board, iron all these out, and get to the sewing machine. So far so good. Definitely no expert at this either, but yeah. Can you tell I went to Joanne? Now, what we've got to do with this is flip this over to the back side of the material. And what we're going to do is we're going ahead and press in the seam that we're going to use for our hemlines. And that'll make everything easier when we go through the machine with it. So, still not super critical. You get your critical point when you go through the machine, but just press your seam in there and don't get your little pitties close to the heat. Then how you do these seams, you roll it up again. Ooh, that's hot. And they give you a nice, even, crisp seam at the bottom. Now, luckily this material has lines on it, so it kind of makes life easier to follow those lines. Now, we've got both those pressed in there. You can see that'll just help them fold, like I said, the fold and feed to the machine better. So we'll do that all the way around with all the panels. I'll get to doing that, and we'll come back when we get everything done, because it'll be ready to hit the sewing machine. Okay, so I've got all of it ironed. That took a little while. So now all we got to do, I've got the sewing machine set up. Single stitch, I think, is all I need to do. I just need to go around the border first, all four corners, all four sides. Go around all four sides and get all that stitched up first, and then I'll show you what we're going to do after that. So that took a minute. Okay, now we've got all four sides done with the seam. So next thing we need to do is remember which way's which. Need a 6-inch overlap, whatever you would call that. 6 inches because we have to have a pocket for our curtain rod. Okay, so that's 6 inches. Now what I'll do to hold that 6 inches until I can start getting it sewn. Like I said, this material's pretty nice because it's got a whole bunch of lines on it, so I can kind of use them for reference to keep myself straight. This is by no means professional, by no means straight, but it's not doing too bad so far. So I just have these little clips. Instead of using pins or anything, I just use these clips. I don't know if you can see those little mini, I don't remember what these things are called. But I've been doing that a lot with the sewing. I'll use these little clips. And it helps me keep everything lined up. It's just sew the first line. After I make sure I'm lined up. This thing is aggravating the crap out of me because it keeps bunching up out of the bobbin. And I don't know what to do about it. I mean, I don't have any clue what to do about it. It leaves a big rat's nest, and it's aggravating. It's really aggravating. All right, so we got our pocket now. With this pocket, you have a big open pocket. So we have our rod. The rod will go through like that. Now we want some fluff up at the top, so put this down pretty far. You know, there's probably a way to judge how big this needs to be. I have no idea how to tell you how big that needs to be. I'm just getting the rod and seeing what works and how big that pocket ought to be and going from there. No, that didn't help. Once I started getting toward the end, it's bunched up again. Guys, I don't know. But anyway, that's got us. So we'll do all the other panels and then go from there. And I'll try to figure out whatever problems I'm having out of this. I'm doing something wrong, but try to figure it out. Yesterday, this thing got the best of me. I was bunching up underneath. It was just like a bird's nest, and I didn't know what the problem was because, you know, I'm not a sewer. So before I threw this thing out the window and into the road and run over it with my truck, because that's the point I was at, I decided, let's just call it a day, cool off, do some research, see if we can't figure it out. So as you can see, it's still sitting here. It's not thrown out, but the tension, there's a tension setting on these to keep the thread tension tight. My tension was at 0. I don't know, that's probably something I did. I don't know if I've hit it or I had it set to that. I didn't know tension. So apparently you gotta have tension on these to get the stitch right. So full width a little bit this morning. I think I've got the tension lined out. I hope, because that first curtain's kind of, I might have to go back and rip all the stitches and go over. So we're gonna start with another one and we'll see if this tension works. New day, fresh start. Maybe I won't throw it through the wall this time. Much better. Yo! Oh, you don't know how big of a relief that is. Good grief. So now we'll get back to doing all these. I just wanted to bring you back and let you know what was giving me problems in case you're new to this like I am and trying to troubleshoot your machine. As usual, looked on YouTube, found a lot of good suggestions from different sites. So that seemed to work a whole lot better. Now let's get all these finished up and we'll move on to the next step. we go. Still need to work on a little bit of the overhead up here, getting all this fluffed right, but I think they turned out pretty good. At least they work. I did make some tiebacks. And hold on a second, I'll show you how these are supposed to go. They'll go on here like this. So pull the curtains back and they'll take up some of the length right there. But yeah, overall, I don't think they look too bad. That's all there was to it. Bet you never thought you'd see a sewing project out here in the shop. But day 3, go figure. Had a pretty good time doing it. You know, of course, learned some along the way. So you don't have to really know what you're doing to just start diving in. If you got a sewing machine or know somebody that can let you borrow one or something, grab some just scrap material or something, throw that on there and try to figure it out. That's kind of what I've done to begin with. So was my seams perfect? No. Was all the stitching and everything perfect and straight lines? No. But I'm pretty proud of it. And I think Kathy's pretty happy with it too. And that's what matters. So successful project. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing this. I know probably could have got more in depth with how to do it all, but I don't know how to explain some of it. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out for this project. Remember, as the good Lord tells you, be good to one another. We'll see you guys in the next video.